Sébastien Purcell e con una cattiveria da tirar fuori ancora più nero della sua Yamaha Monster.
Welcome back to Fermo in Italy, the Italian Grand Prix for FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship. A little bit cooler than it was, but boy, have we had some fantastic action on the circuit today. Been absolutely intense in both classes. And if we finish with a moto like that in the second moto here, MX1, then, well, anybody who bought a ticket to this place, that will be money well spent. Riders down there on the line, the MX1 guys getting ready to go at it for another 35 minutes plus 2 laps. MX1 riders on the grid then for getting ready for the start of their second moto here, the final race of the day in the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship. Round 3, the Italian Grand Prix at Fermo. That's how they qualified yesterday. Gauthier Paulin from Christophe Pourcel and Candid Iker, Bobbryshev, Sebastian Pourcel and the rest. But moto number 1 was a victory for Christophe Pourcel from Gauthier Paulin, Antonio Cairoli, and it was a bit of a topsy-turvy race with Pourcel leading until 2 laps to go. Paulin had shadowed him, passed him, made a mistake, and well, that let back in the Frenchman Pourcel, and there was no time left for Gauthier Paulin to retaliate. So both those guys will be fired up. Pourcel because he'll want to go after another race win and win the overall Grand Prix. Paulin because he'll want to win the Grand Prix himself. Remember, he did it here last year with a second and a first, or a first and a second, and currently has a second place here at the moment from race 1. He was the overall winner a week ago in Bulgaria as well, if you recall. Monster Energy 15-second board is up. That turns to 5. Second gear selected, heads go forward, 21 and 377 starting alongside each other. Here, drag race between the factory Kawasaki and the, look at that, the pro circuit Kawasaki of Pourcel. Gets the jump, a rider goes down, 3 or 4 riders go down going through turn 1. But Paulin getting squeezed there by Pourcel. He knew exactly what he was doing as he went straight for the apex of that corner. But Cairoli with a whole shot. Pourcel tries to go for him in turn 2. Excuse me. Candid Iker there in 3rd, DeSalle 4th, Strybos 5th. Then it's, it might be Sebastian Pourcel in 6th position. As they come up through the uphill waves, Iker getting over the tabletop, but goes to the middle. A little bit messy through there. Is that corner, but look at that, the 450 Kawasaki alongside Cairoli, who holds the inside. Oh, wheel contact there between the back of the KTM and the front of the Kawasaki between Cairoli and Pourcel. Gauthier Paulin was fast through this section in moto number 1. Cairoli wasn't, though. That was his Achilles heel. Well, there's Philipparts. Where is number 21, Gauthier Paulin? Was he one of the riders? Went down. Oh, look at that, one of the Hondas disappearing out the side of the track almost. Looking for Paulin. Was that him at the bottom of the hill? Well, there's Cairoli. He's our race leader, no doubt about that. And he's still got, yeah, Paulin way down the order. Look at that onboard camera from David Philipparts. Who's that? That's Bobbryshev just ahead of him. So Philipparts inside the top 10 at the moment. His first lap going to be very treacherous for these guys. Going to be tricky. Deep ruts, big bumps in those as well. No water, I don't think, has gone down in between MX2 race 2 and this second MX1 race as they make their way round to complete the first lap. That's number 11, that's Sebastian Pourcel. Here's our race leader, Cairoli. He's got the break he needed at the head of the field. He would love to get a race win here and maybe even win the Grand Prix, of course, on home soil. But it's Cairoli, Pourcel, Christophe. Then it's Candid Iker. Then Clement de Sal. Then Strybos there, 22, HM Plant. KTM UK machine. Behind him, Sebastian Pourcel. Then Bobbryshev. Then Philipparts. That is 7th and 8th. Matis Caro on the ST Racing, or STR. Steve Turner Racing, KTM is 9th. Then Xavier Bourg is 10th. Rui Gonçalves, David Guarneri, Cedric Subarak, Gauthier Paulin down in 14th place ahead of Dean Ferris. A mistake there for Candid Iker coming out of the turn. That right-hander allows Tomac to Sal to get on the gas, square him off at the top, and he's going to run alongside his fellow Belgian. Has the commanding line through here. He's going to push him out wide and allows him not to get through that wave section cleanly, Kendadika. So Kamada Sal on that yellow Rockstar Energy Suzuki moves up a position and goes into third place. He's got his eyes set on the 377, the green Pro Circuit Kawasaki of Christophe Pourcel. There he is, just there. That's the number 9 of Kendadika. He's in 4th place. Just behind them, Kevin Strybos, 22. Then Sebastian Pourcel, number 11. On the green Kawasaki, just at the bottom of the hill there. But Tony Cairoli, he'll need just to settle himself down for a few laps here on this tough circuit here at Fermo. That is so physically demanding for these guys. Where is Paulin? Paulin was 14th, but you kind of feel that he's making progress all the time. He was not far off the top 10. Xavier Borg was only 2 or 3 seconds ahead of him. But watch this, second rider from your left. Pourcel knew exactly what he was doing, got the jump over Gauthier Paulin and squeezed Paulin right to the inside. And then he went down. It was Wayne that went down there, look. So 14th. We didn't see it from that angle. We saw some of the other guys get pitched off. So Paulin off the floor with Sean Simpson at turn 1. So even better then, because look, already alongside Rui Gonçalves, just outside the top 10. And Gauthier Paulin is a man on a mission, man on the charge. Last week it was all about the KTMs winning all 4 races in Bulgaria. This week it seems that their 2 main stars getting brought down in first turn pilots. Gauthier Paulin, one of those as well. So Paulin now in 11th. Or he was, when he found a way past Gonçalves a moment ago, but Gonçalves has gone back by him, but not for long. Gauthier Paulin keeping it nice and low, is going to go to the inside. Just ahead of him is Xavier Borg, his official Kawasaki Racing team teammate. Well, I tell you what, that is a great recovery for the number 21, Gauthier Paulin. Kept the engine running though, that was the all-important thing at turn 1. But Cairoli, fastest man on track at the moment, 159.4 as Gauthier Paulin here, number 21 in 11th place. Looking for a way around the 1-2 his factory Kawasaki teammate, Xavier Borg. Borg won't necessarily know that it's his teammate at the moment. Nice line there from Paulin, keeps it nice and low as well. Gets on the power, looking for a line that doesn't have a big rut or a big hole in the takeoff area, but goes to the inside. Xavier Borg cutting him off though. Oh, look at that. Number 11 and number 91, Sebastian Pourcel and Mathis Caro. Nothing wrong with Mathis Caro's head this weekend after that big crash that he had, although he was struggling and seeing stars for a couple of days afterwards, I'm told, by the mechanics down there on pit lane in practice yesterday. So Mathis Caro in 9th place at the moment. That's him in the purple clothing here on the orange KTM, the STR Racing, Steve Turner Racing machine. Oh, gets a horrible kick there on the takeoff. As Gauthier Paulin looks to find a way around Xavier Borg, 3 abreast. They come down past pit lane, leaving Rui Gonçalves in the background. But Paulin this time does go down the inside of his teammate, keeps it nice and clean, although Xavier Borg will fight back and does so. But he's not on the right line here. Paulin will go to the inside. He's still got work to do as Paulin. He's got Caro just ahead of him and Xavier Borg on, well, until he got pitched there. I'm going to say on the quicker line, sweeping around the outside. Ooh, nicely done there from Paulin, picking his front wheel up through that rut on the turn. Avoiding one of those holes with the front wheel. So Paulin now in 10th place. Fastest man on track, 1.5 seconds behind our race leader. Here's Christophe Pourcel, 158.9. So we're just getting warmed up here as Sebastian Pourcel loses a leg at the bottom of the wave section. Took a look behind as well to see if it wrapped any of that green fencing in that rear wheel. Good news for him. Oh, is that Philip Arts? No, it's Simpson, I think. Sean Simpson goes down hard. And again, looks a little bit winded there. Is that the same place? I'm just trying to think, is that where Roulance went down? Maybe, through the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Back with the leaders, though. Tony Cairoli, Christophe Pourcel, orange KTM, green Kawasaki. The home fans here would love Cairoli to get on the podium. Absolutely love it. He was fastest last time around, but Pourcel starting to close in. Pourcel will win the Grand Prix if he stays where he is. Will beat Cairoli by a couple of points. It's the first time Tony Cairoli has led a race this weekend at his home Grand Prix in Fermo. Had a tough qualifying race, a couple of crashes. Sal there in third, only 3 seconds down, 2.5 seconds down. And we've got Ken Dedajka in fourth, Kevin Strybos. Good ride so far for him. Evgeny Bobbryshev just behind him there. Oh, that's where Simpson's gone down. In that right-hander, maybe got the tabletop wrong. Was facing in the opposite direction on his back was Simpson. I'm guessing he just winded himself, but tough luck for the Monster Energy Yamaha rider. Unlike his MX2 teammate, Michael Leave earlier. Bobbryshev pushing the same line as Sebastian Pourcel. Makes it work for him, though. So the Honda World MX1 rider, factory supported, directly out of Japan. 777, Evgeny Bobbryshev moves up in a 5th position. And Bobbryshev having a great ride considering the state of his hand. 13th in the championship before he came here. As the Honda boys look on. 6th in Moto number 1. And in terms of the championship, Bobbryshev, that hoisted him up into 10th place in the series. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, stay there. We're all fine. We're all fine. That's the message from Sean Simpson. Going to get back on the bike and ride it back. But we're on board here. Okay, watch this. There's Simpson just ahead. Through the right-hander. Or is it? No, that's Tanel Leok, I think, going through. Leok going through on Guarneri. I think it might have been. Thought we were going to see a slow-mo of Sean Simpson going down in that next right-hander, but not the case. 1.6 seconds, the gap. Oh, Xavier Borg gets stuck in the mud at the bottom one of the hills through the left-hander. Is that onto the plateau? No, it's the final left before the final corner. So Xavier Borg then already dropping down the leaderboard. So 24.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. This is how it leads at the moment. Cairoli 1.6 seconds clear of Christophe Pourcel. Sal there on that yellow Rockstar Energy Suzuki is in 3rd place, ahead of the Red Bull KTM of number 9, Ken Dedajka in orange there. Then we've got Evgeny Bobbryshev about a second and a half further back on the red Honda. That's him looming large, just off shot, off camera. Then Kevin Strybos on the HM Plant KTM. Then David Philipparts, Monster Energy Yamaha in 7th. Paulin is 8th, Caro 9th, Pourcel, Sebastian down in 10th, Ruben Gonçalves 11th, Dean Ferris making good work in 12th position ahead of Cedric Soubeyras, Anthony Boissier, Tanel Leok, Guarneri, Gould, Barragan, Milko Podolsek and Heron Bracker. No Stephen Frossard. He started the first race, and can you believe it, he started the first race without a knee brace on that damaged right knee that he picked an injury up on in Bulgaria. And the reason why he didn't have a knee brace, somebody stole it. Somebody actually walked off with his knee brace, Stephen Frossard. And he thought, well, I'll try it, but he got so far into the race and thought, you know what, and I spoke to him before we came on air for MX2 Race 2, and he said, you know, for me, it's like not going out, not wearing a helmet. He said, I've worn knee braces for 10 years, and yeah, it just didn't feel right not wearing one. So he just decided to come in, but obviously, he said it wasn't the pain in the knee, it was just the instability. So no Frossard this time out. Well, Christophe Pourcel looked like he was closing in on Tony Cairoli, but Cairoli responds with the fastest lap of the race so far, and it's still only 1.7 seconds between those two. So what's Cairoli got up his sleeve? Even more importantly, what's Christophe Pourcel got up his sleeve? Commander Sal just heading at the bottom of the hill ahead of Ken Dedajka and Evgeny Bobbryshev. Bobbryshev is the one on the charge at the moment, though. Pain or no pain in that hand. He's got 2 riders in his sights, and the Honda of Evgeny Bobbryshev looking potentially at a first podium finish in 2012. He'll be pleased with that. So too will the team. Paolo Martin, Lorenzo Resta, Roger Harvey, and all the guys there, all the mechanics that work hard to prepare these bikes for him and Ruy Gonçalves. Gonçalves riding with an injury as well to the leg, to the groin area, battling on bravely as well in 11th place. There's the big Russian giant, 777, Evgeny Bobbryshev, homing in on Ken Dodajka on a Red Bull KTM. Dodajka incidentally has that ride for the rest of the season. We'll get the 450 upgrade next time out in Mexico and Brazil in 2 and 3 weekends time, before returning back for a weekend off and then hitting 3 in a row with Saint-Jean-d'Angely, Agada in Portugal, and Bastogne in Belgium. New circuit on the calendar this year. Sean Simpson, though. I'm sure we'll probably grab a word with him at some point. Maybe Amy will be down there to grab a word with him, but looks all right. Probably just a little bit winded. Dixon trying to put on a brave face there. Team owner, team manager there. From on the south, number 25 on the Suzuki. He's in that third podium position at the moment. Had a tough time here so far this weekend. Got caught in a collision with David Philipparts in moto number 1. That took them out of, 4th and 5th place in the latter stages of the race. But Tassal remounted to finish in 4th, so he's there in 3rd at the moment. Meanwhile, Cairoli, another couple of tenths clear of Christophe Pourcel that time around. Another fastest lap of the race for him. 57.2. Tassal will be on the podium here. 38 points. Paulin, after that fine performance in moto number 1, he'd be just off it in 4th place, 3 points off of Clément Tassal. And Gauthier Paulin now 8th in a moto, 3 seconds down on Philipparts, about 10 seconds down on Strybos. Strybos lap times for him, 58.3 that time around, 59.0 for Gauthier Paulin, his best of the race so far. All right, here's Cairoli. Jumping from one side of the track to the other. Big, heavy K. Oh, no, it wasn't Cairoli. Just saw the flash of yellow. No way that was Cairoli. Look at that. Straight into the hay bales. And Podosek, yeah, Podosek. Milko Podosek on the HDI Honda France machine, going down, picking himself up. But not a good way to finish at second moto. Here's Cairoli, and look at that, it was 1.9 last time around. 157.2, 157.4, they were the lap times for these two guys, Cairoli and Pourcel respectively, but just under 20 minutes to go, just over half distance. It looks like Pourcel now decided to have a go at Cairoli. That gap down by half a second, 1.4. Signalling his intention to go after a double moto victory here. Here's Christophe Pourcel. Tassal still about 4 seconds further back in 3rd. That's good enough for him for an overall finish on the podium in 3rd. Then we've got Ken Dodajka, Bobbryshev and Kevin Strybos here on the HM Plant KTM. David Philipparts about 7 seconds, 8 seconds further back of the 22, Kevin Strybos, who we've got on screen right now. And Gauthier Paulin still trying to close in, but not matching lap times of David Philipparts. So 8th, 7th, 6th, where's he going to finish, Gauthier Paulin? 18 minutes to go. Not looking good in terms of the amount of points, and certainly not getting on the podium for the Frenchman this weekend. Certainly not going to replicate what he did here 12 months ago, or less than 12 months ago, back in September. Mathis Caro, though, having a great ride in 9th place. A good recovery for him. And Caro finished 16th in moto number 1, but we're going down to pit lane.
In the pit lane of Red Bull KTM with Valentina, Tony's home GP, and he's obviously not disappointing the crowd.
No, it's really doing very well, because considering that this is not his favorite track, and yesterday was so-and-so, so I guess he's doing really good, because he wants to pay back all the spectators who are cheering him up here.
Thank you.
And there is a good crowd here, has to be said, on this hillside circuit. Town of Fermo, just the other side of the valley from where we are, about 4 kilometers away. But his teammate now for the rest of the season, number 9, Kenny Dyker, obviously impressing the bosses there in Austria. Secured the upgrade. I assume Max Nagel will still be back, though, at some point during the season. Maybe France, we'll have to see. Philip Artso we're on board with double-double, the rhythm section coming back onto finish straight there, past pit lane, up and over the Monster Energy tabletop jump. Philip Artso in 7th place, and he is, what, 8-9 seconds down on Kevin Strybos. Got tangled with De Sal. Going uphill in the opposite direction from where he is now. Say about 5 laps from the end of moto number 1. The onboard images from the bottom end of the circuit look like De Sal tried to go around the outside here, and the two riders just came together coming out of the corner. Either way, it was costly. Not so much for De Sal, but it was for David Philipparts. He ended up dropping back to 9th place. Gauthier Paulin, wow, brave through there. Philipparts ahead of him, so he has whittled down the gap between himself and David Philipparts. It was about 2 seconds a moment ago. But Gauthier Paulin suddenly coming into his own in terms of how he feels on this tough, slick, Nadgery circuit here in Fermo. And of course, his fitness levels, the backhand takes a bit of a kick there coming over the jump. He manages to keep it in line, corrects it mid-flight. What's the gap at the head of the field? 2.4 now. Kai Rowley responding again to Christophe Pourcel. Feels like a moto win then, does Tony Kai Rowley. That'd be good for 2nd overall. De Sal 3rd overall. Of course, Kai Rowley would love to win the overall Grand Prix. There's still 15 minutes plus 2 to go, remember. Oh, a bit wayward there for the 21 Gauthier Paulin, but gets it back in line. Oh, doesn't quite get over the top step there. Panic rev for Philipparts as he heads towards the finish line to complete his 10th lap of this 2nd moto. I don't recall it being this tough in the 3 years that we've been coming here in terms of the braking bumps there, the ruts going through that 2nd turn. It's unbelievable, and the way the guys are hitting them, just with incredible speed. Barragan's out. Jonathan Barragan goes out of, well, he's dropping down the leaderboard anyway. Limps his way off. This circuit really proving a tough test for the riders. Not sure where on the track that was. Pick up the yellow flags in a minute. Similar area on track, probably to where Simpson went down, or in the opposite corner perhaps to Bobrishev's right. Maybe even over the hill here, through this next right. Difficult to say. Barragan off his feet and or off the track, back on his feet. But as we look at the 777 of Evgeny Bobbryshev, who's there in 5th position, Tony Kai Rowley, quick glance at the timing screen, more than 3 seconds clear now of Christophe Pourcel, cementing that place at the top of the leaderboard. De Sal only 3 seconds down on Pourcel. So this would be good for Kai Rowley if De Sal closes in on the Frenchman, Christophe Pourcel. I think that would be the Grand Prix for Kai Rowley. We're going down to pit lane.
I'm in the pit lane with Lorenzo Resta. Bobby, the last couple of GPs, we've seen him hampered with his thumb injury. It doesn't seem to be holding him back this weekend.
Yeah, it's true. It's a beautiful day today for the sport. We are looking at a fantastic Moto 1, Moto 2. The race is awesome. It's an IGP. Bobby is doing much more than what we were expecting, and also Rui is trying to do his best with the injury. So honestly, we're really, really happy about this race. Welcome.
There is Bobbryshev over the tabletop jump. This is Philipparts, who we're on board with. Still got Strybos. Paulin just ahead of him, sorry. And there is Gauthier Paulin. Up to 7th position after going down at turn 1. Still trying to work his way to the third step of the podium in terms of the overall Grand Prix. Not quite there yet. A couple more points he needs. So if he's in 7th place at the moment, he needs to get to 5th. But even that won't be enough. He needs to get to 4th because he would tie on points if he got the 5th with Commander Sal. Provided, of course, Commander Sal doesn't make any further advances. But to Sal, what, 2.5 seconds down on Porcel. There is Porcel on the CP377 Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Buries that Kawasaki into that rut, gets on the gas, gets pulled round that turn. And DeSalle having to make his mind up here. Back marker, yay or nay. Santu Tienen, Ice1 Racing Kawasaki, his teammate Dean Ferris in 11th place. I was talking to Kari Tienen actually just before the race. And Sebastian Porcel had a rock in the face in the first moto. See a problem in the second race here, but was up inside the top places for a while. But Didaika over the line, he's still in 4th place. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. That's DeSalle ahead of him on the yellow Suzuki. 2.9, so just over 2 seconds the gap between Commander Sal and Christophe Porcel. Bobryshev still 5th. Got a nice gap between him and Strybos, who's 6th. Gauthier Paulin is 7th, but he's still 6 seconds down on Kevin Strybos. Put in a good lap, though, his best lap of the race, a 1:57.8 compared to the 2:01.1 of Kevin Strybos. So how long before Gauthier Paulin finds his way onto the rear wheel of Kevin Strybos on the HM Plant KTM? We've got Salvez battling right for him in 9th place, just behind Philip Arts. Then we've got Mattis Caro in 10th. Dean Ferris in 11th, just right on the rear wheel of the Estonian. Then we got Tanel Leo, Anthony Boissiere on the TM. Cedric Subara down in 14th. This best Grand Prix for a while, if not ever. Then Xavier Borg down in 15th. Davide Guarneri, Silver Action KTM. Heron Bracker and the JK Gavin Yamaha down in 17th. And we've got Tienen and August Just. Alfie Smith in there in 18th as well. Nine and a half minutes plus 2 laps to go in the second race of the afternoon for FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship here at Fermo in Italy. Tony Cairoli here, 2:22. Our race leader has led from the start, but he's always had Christophe Porcel there in the yellow on that 377 Factory Kawasaki for close company. But last time around it was 2.9 seconds. This time around it is 2.7. So Christophe Porcel may be thinking about going after Tony Cairoli once again. These two going at the title in 2006. Porcel, a winner in MX2 that year. Here's Bobryshev, comfortable in 5th place. Ken Didaika just ahead of him. Good crowd still tucked inside this circuit. There's Gauthier Paulin. 4 seconds down on Strybos now. Strybos goes past Santu Tienen. Nice one, Kawasaki rider. That team, of course, run by, or owned by, Kimi Räikkönen. Run by Kari Tienen. Former multi-time 7 titles, I believe, for the former world champion enduro rider. A couple on Husqvarna and the majority of them on KTM. Kevin Strybos, will he take a look over his shoulder? Sneaky look. Might see Gauthier Paulin looming large. Will the Belgian? Nice lineup there, though. Alfie Smith 18th, a little bit further down the order, but Christophe Porcel, fastest second sector of the race at the moment. 39.6 compared to the 40.2. Of Tony Cairoli. Yellow flag out in the bottom left-hander here. Is that one of our winners or his leaders, or is that a back marker? 41, Alfie Smith down in 18th place on the J.K. Gebbon Yamaha. Cedric Sumbawa on the HDI Honda France, or Honda France HDI machine. There, number 120, down in 15th place at the moment. Won the FIM MX3 World Championship round, the Grand Prix at Casanova-Levis 2 weeks ago. His first ever Grand Prix victory with a moto win. We look at Xavier Borg. Borg now down in 14th place on that KRT, Factory Kawasaki. Didn't make a good start, got caught and tangled with other riders going through that first turn, but managed to keep it on two wheels, but certainly didn't do his starts any good there. Seewer just behind him. Right behind him, actually. Anthony Boissiere, another Frenchman, so 3 Frenchmen at the moment. In 13th, 14th, 15th, headed by this guy here, Anthony Boissiere. On the TM factory machine. 5:55 on the clock. There's Paulin. He's found a way past Strybos, has he? Yes, he has. So now Paulin moves up into 6th place. And how far is Paulin? About 9 seconds. 11 seconds, actually, between him and Bobbryshev. Bobbryshev lapping around about the same lap time. So, barring any incident, said Gauthier Paulin may not reach any higher than 7th in this second MX1 race here at Fermo. Remember, of course, you can catch on MX Live TV the live and exclusive interview with Amy, our presenter. She'll have the first 3 riders from the MX1 podium, plus the winner from MX2, which will be Jeffrey Hurlings. And at the moment, those 3 riders from MX1 will be Christophe Pourcel, who's currently 2nd in the race, behind Tony Cairoli. Cairoli will also be on there, and Clément de Sal. Hear what they have to say, a bit more of an in-depth interview. Live and exclusive on MX Live TV. It's 91, Matis Caro. He looks menacing, doesn't he? Hard on the brakes on that 350 KTM. Just there, coming over the jump, just behind Rui Gonçalves, number 999. That's the rider ahead of him. Gonçalves in 9th place. Top of the hill now. And then Caro coming into view, number 91. Back marker, 67, Santutienen. But he's down in 19th place. So, according to the screen, but still waiting for him to pop round again. But 15 laps complete. That's the gap between 1st and 2nd. Cairoli already over the hill there. And on the approach to Monster Energy double. Or step up. That's Pourcel just behind him. 1.6 it was last time around, but it's a little bit bigger than that this time. Between Cairoli there and Christophe Pourcel. Cairoli will know that he hasn't won the GP, but he'll certainly be more than pleased that he's won the race here. The race hasn't really been good to him for different reasons the last 2 years we came here. Tweaked knee 1 year, and of course the family bereavement, but in September. But doing all he can to get on the podium, as Valentina Ragni said, that just to reward the fans who've paid good money here. And there is a good crowd. Doesn't want to disappoint them. If you're not going to win the Grand Prix, at least go out and win a race. 4 laps to go. That's the signal to Christophe Pourcel. The gap is 2:03. The lap time last time around, 57.5, 57.9 respectively for Cairoli and Christophe Pourcel. Horrible part of the circuit there. Long, deep ruts, big hills. Big bumps in those ruts as well. Bike parked at 45 degrees. As they head down that hill, it's back up in the opposite direction. Not too bad through here, but then dropping down here. It's been rutty all the way through there this weekend. You're landing just on the downsides, big deep ruts, because obviously the forces of nature pushing the suspension and the wheels into the ground just that little bit more, creating those deeper lines. Oh, panic rev there from Pourcel, almost through the front door. Cairoli overshoots the tabletop in the opposite direction. And the body language there from Kai Rowley, you sense maybe he's ready just to sort of pull the pin and go and put some distance between himself and Porcel. Being urged on every inch of the way around this Italian circuit. That's 7 Ks inland off the Adriatic coast. Porto San Giorgio, the town where most of the riders are staying. Riders, of course, have got these guys here, have got their own campers here, but the majority of the others. There's De Sal, Rockstar Energy Suzuki rider, number 25 in 3rd place, 5 seconds off of that man there, 377, Christophe Porcel. Porcel, 2.0 seconds. Or 2.037 down. It's now 2.5, so lost a bit more ground. De Sal, though, has he whittled that gap down to somewhere within his favour? No, he's lost time. 7 seconds further back is De Sal. So he's happy to sit there in 3rd position. He knows that's going to be good for a podium. There's Kenda Dyker. Well, he's been keeping Clement De Sal honest pretty much all the moto. Just been there, lurking dangerously in the background. Evgeny Bobryshev still in 5th position on the Honda World Motocross MX1 machine. And we've got Gauthier Paulin 8 seconds down on Bobby. Strybos 7th, waiting for Philipparts to come over the line. David Philipparts on the Montrange Yamaha in 8th place. Should still be Rui Gonçalves in 9th, but a little bit further back is he from Philipparts. Then we've got Matis Caro in 10th. Ooh, I'll tell you what, Dean Ferris and Matis Caro going at it, it seems. There's Gauthier Paulin. He's going to miss out on a podium this weekend, despite that 2nd place finish, which he will say should have been a 1st place after making that mistake in the left-hander. A couple of corners from here. Long look over his shoulder. He knows he can't do anything else. Bobbryshev too far ahead. Strybos not really a threat now. Well, there's Dean Ferris. Ferris has found a way through on Matis Caro. Is that Caro, or is that Ferris? Getting caught by Matis Caro. Probably the latter, actually. So Caro on the STR KTM. Got the Australian in his sights on that Kawasaki, the Ice One Racing rider. A Finnish-based team or owned team, but like most teams now, headed or centralised in Belgium. There's Kai Rowley. 2 to go for him. Still only 2.3 seconds. Can't afford to take his foot off the gas. He knows more than anybody the character of Christophe Porcel, but the Frenchman, former world champion, former AMA Supercross champion as well, can pounce if he needs to. There he is. That's the gap, around 2.5 seconds. Still picking nice lines though. Still super smooth. No need to double through there. Hold a nice tight line, big deep rut, hook it in. On the gas, 3rd gear, 4th gear, long drag back up towards the central plateau. But kinks right, look at the ruts through there, deep, gnarly, nadgery things. Cairoli going in the opposite direction. Again, always keeping him honest is Porcel. Tony Cairoli, though, the Red Bull factory KTM rider, on the verge of taking the 1-lap board, urged on by everybody trackside. And Cairoli on the verge of not only winning the race, but securing a 2nd place overall finish in this Grand Prix on home soil. Not that he didn't have the tools for the guys ahead of him in moto number 1, Christophe Pourcel or Gauthier Paulin, who finished first and second. Just they rode that a little bit better than him in the early part of the race. Cairoli starting down in 5th. By the time he got to 3rd, those guys were already clear of him. He did try to pull it back, though. The few laps to go, he even got close to within a second or so, but just 1 or 2 little errors. And Cairoli just had to settle for 3rd in that first race, but he's come out all guns blazing in this second race. Pulled the whole shot, well, certainly went down past the finish line in the front. Secured it going through turn 2. As we look at Ken Dyker and Tomac Desal. Desal, the latter, the rider in shot there, number 25. Cairoli and Pourcel, 11 seconds or thereabouts clear of these guys. This has been a good ride for Ken Dyker. Another one. Came home in the first race in 7th position, but proving to the KTM guys that worth the shot. Bit of a mistake there from Tony Cairoli. Bit of a wobble in what's otherwise been a pretty emphatic display from him. Bouncing back, maybe made some changes to the bike. Final corner, and Pourcel's back right off as well, so Cairoli already celebrating. Might pull a wheelie as he comes through the wave section here, down the start-finish straight. No, he's not, but he will take the checkered flag. Cairoli wins a second race, takes a big whip. Not going to win the Grand Prix, but he will take second. He wins the race. That's the all-important thing for him. Thumbs up from Christophe Pourcel, wins his first Grand Prix of 2012. That petrol leaking out the top of his tank there, Pourcel. Made some kind of gesture that something on his pants and in his face and everything else, so there you go. Well, Cairoli wins then. Pourcel second, and we're going to grab a quick word with our race winner, Cairoli, but it should be our overall Grand Prix winner, Christophe Pourcel, just there in the background. Here, let's hear if Amy can get in.
Win in front of your home crowd must be amazing.
Yeah, you know, I know I didn't have so much speed yesterday, so I had to work a little bit and try to make 2 good starts, and it worked, so I'm really happy about the race, and unfortunately not win the GP, but I'm happy.
Well done.
Already the podium area. A hive of activity as Cairoli, race winner in moto number 2, prepares to take the second step of the podium. Girlfriend Jill Cox just there in the background in the hat, but the overall winner, though, Christophe Pourcel. That was a moment. Final lap, couple of corners to go. Cairoli wrestling with that 350 KTM. Managed to keep it upright, though, and eventually came home to win the race as well.
La mesa di traverso con una whip delle sue per festeggiare naturalmente alla grande. Ora c'è la ressa al podio, c'è giustamente la grande ovazione per Tony Cairoli.
Right, let's give you official confirmation then of the result from race 2, MX1. Tony Cairoli, the winner from Christophe Pourcel. Tomac Desal was 3rd, Ken Dyker 4th, Evgeny Bobbryshev was 5th, and Gauthier Paulin. Tough ride through from the first turn fall. Kevin Strybos and David Philipparts. Ruben Salvez was 9th, and Dean Ferris was 10th. Snell Leoc was 11th, Matis Caro losing 2 positions in the final stages of the race. Boissier, Borg, Subara and Guarnieri down to 16th, and Heron Bracker 17th, Alfie Smith, Santu Tienin and August Just down in 20th place. Bit of a moment for Potazek, Simpson, didn't see Parker or Moto, but maybe he was one of the guys that got caught up as well going through turn 1. Overall Grand Prix, though, belongs to this guy, number 377 on the CP 377, Monster Energy Kawasaki Pro Circuit bike. 47 points. Cairoli 45 to Sal 33. So three different manufacturers in the top 3. And Gauthier Paulin, he'll be disappointed with that. Kenda Dijker, BOBRYSHEV, Strybos and Philip Parts. Xavier Borg and Tanel Liot. 10th overall this weekend. Quiet weekend for the Estonian. Good weekend for Caro, though. 14 points after his crash last week. No points, though, for Jonathan Barragan. Tough crash. Well, we didn't see it, but a tough break for him in that second moto.
Linea subito a Ricciotti per il podio non appena è pronto. Intanto io comincio a ringraziare tutti i vari settori della regia organizzativa messa in piedi.
Overall championship standings then for MX1 look like this. Cairoli on 133 with Paulin 116 behind. So what's that, 17 points, and 10 further back is Christophe Pourcel. So Tony Cairoli lost a couple of points in the first race, pulled a few back in the second, but the gap probably a bit closer than it was anyway at the start of the weekend. But he'll be pleased to be leaving here still with the red plate in his grasp, or the gold plate. I think it turns to gold when you get to 5, apparently, that red plate. With the red outline on your numbers. Monster Energy girls on the podium. They're getting ready to greet the guys as they collect their silverware, but before that, the manufacturer standings look a little bit like this. KTM from Kawasaki. Not much in it though, look, 4 points. Then Suzuki, Yamaha, Honda and TM.
Il podio, la battaglia vera in pista quest'oggi, una pista difficile, ci siamo per il terzo posto di Clement.
Third overall this weekend, the Italian Grand Prix at Fermo for MX1. Clement de Sal on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki. Been a tough weekend for him, doesn't really like coming to this place, but he's got through it, and he's got through it on the podium as well. A man who needs no introduction because our man down there has done it all by himself. Red Bull KTM factory rider, Tony Cairoli, on the podium with a second moto win. And Christophe Pourcel, the CP 377 Monster Energy Kawasaki Pro Circuit rider, takes the top step of the podium. Congratulations all round.
Mentre si posiziona naturalmente, siamo pronti
Jean-Jacques Lassetti, team owner, team manager, on hand this weekend on the podium for the what is really the CLS squad. Paolo Calcinero, Council of Municipality of Fermo. Might get that right in a minute. So one of the council members, I guess. Tony Cairoli takes his second place trophy from Giovanni Bracconi, the president of Motorcycle Club here, Montserrato. Overall winner though, Christophe Pourcel. He'll be a happy man tonight. 2 weeks ago he was second, this week he wins it. Christophe Pourcel takes his trophy from Gian Piero Propersi, Royal Pat, one of our sponsors here this weekend. Jean-Jacques Lassetti, though, winning manufacturer. He was there for Kawasaki. Giuseppe Guandono, councillor of the province of Fermo. They've all enjoyed their day out, I'm sure. But the red plate, Dr. Wolfgang Schrub, the director of the FIM Motocross Commission, will take that. And he'll be more than pleased, A, that he's got that, and B, that he's got out here scoring good points, got on the podium, and can look forward to Mexico. Trophy moment, first of all. Hands up, trophy winners. There we go. First, second, third, Christophe Pourcel. The KTM of Tony Cairoli, 2:22, and the Suzuki there, the yellow machine of Fernandez. National anthem of France for Christophe Pourcel. Kawasaki winning manufacturers in MX1 this weekend. Here's the national anthem for Japan. The third round then of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship. The Italian Grand Prix here at Fermo belongs to the CP377 Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider, Christophe Pourcel. He does it with a win and a second, edging out Tony Cairoli on home soil. But Cairoli more than pleased with that victory in the second moto. But it's all about Christophe Pourcel today, the winner here in Italy. Tony Cairoli throws his goggles to the crowd, and a good crowd it is as well. All trying to get the best spot to see the podium. Tony Cairoli just doing his duties to speak to the crowd and do his bit on top of the podium. But here is how it all went down in moto number 2. Gate dropped. And Pourcel got squeezed to the inside, but he also squeezed Gauthier Paulin, who went down. And there were 3 or 4 other guys went down as well. One of those, Sean Simpson. Simpson would crash out of the race in the latter stages and not score any points. Meanwhile, though, up front, it was Tony Cairoli from Christophe Pourcel, with Fernandez in third, Kendall Dyker in fourth. And incidentally, that's how it finished, despite 1 or 2 attacks here and there from all those guys. But Evgeny Bobryshev on the Honda, he was also lurking dangerously in the background as well, in 5th place. Battle was on at the head of the field, though. Almost like a game of chess between Cairoli and Pourcel, who would make the move first. Monisal was comfortable in 3rd position, and this was the only mistake that Cairoli made, with a couple of corners to go. He did, though, go on and take the victory in moto number 2. Right, let's go and speak to Amy. She's got Christophe Pourcel with us, I think, our overall Grand Prix winner.
Christophe, congratulations, first GP win of the year. You must be so happy.
Yeah, it's good. Finally, we win with the new team, so I'm really happy about all the sponsors that I have on me. It's really nice because I wouldn't be here if they wouldn't help me. So it's really nice, especially Monster and all the big sponsors, but even the small sponsor because they put the team together. So it's really nice. And then yeah, the second moto, I got a rock on my nose and I was right behind Antonio, so I was like bleeding crazy, and we can see all my pain. So I stayed second, and it was really nice to ride behind Antonio because it's been a long time since 2006 we ride together, so it's nice and good to get a win this week.
Congratulations.
So both Pourcel brothers and suffer facial injuries through rocks that have been flicked up off rear wheels. Sebastian Pourcel took one in the face in moto number 1. Christophe Pourcel taking one in moto number 2. The hand gestures as he came over the line suggested maybe it was the fuel pipe there. The vent pipe on top of the fuel cap may have come loose or whatever, and it was petrol, but as he alluded there, and you can see on his UFO pants, blood pouring from his nose during the race at some stage. But anyway, he managed to bring it home in second. That was good enough for his first overall Grand Prix win of the year. Here's Tony Cairoli, he's with Amy.
Tony, such a good end to the weekend. We heard your fans there just on the podium. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah, you know, it's fantastic riding under like close to your own crowd. It's amazing, and the Italians are really colorous. You know, they put a lot of effort on cheering you up. So I had a good start on the first race. I was upset that I made a few mistakes on the first lap, and I dropped back on 6th place, and I had to fight to go back on the 3rd place, and I spent a lot of energy. I couldn't follow the first 2 guys. Second race, I want to take again good start, and hopefully I did it. And so then I tried to don't make mistakes on the beginning, and yeah, it works. I pull away a little bit. Christophe was riding also really good, so we had a lot of good laps together. So I'm really happy about our ride today on this hard pack track.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good day for Tony Cairoli then, a good race win in that second moto. Some reward for the fans who've travelled and paid good money to come and see him this weekend. Down the coast, the eastern coast here in Italy, just stone's throw away from the beach, but up in the mountains at the same time. He'll be pleased with that, will the Red Bull KTM rider. Himself a few points over the rest of the field as we go to Mexico in 2 weeks' time. Gauthier Paulin, though, who's second in the championship now, just 10 points clear of Christophe Pourcel. He was the one that lost out in that second moto. Third this weekend, Clement Dessalles. Here he is with Amy.
Clement, good to have you on the podium. How was the track this weekend?
Honestly, it was really difficult, and I really didn't enjoy it. It was really dangerous for me, you know, because the ground was so strange, and then the bike can make like a mistake. We can make a mistake, you know, suddenly, and that's really not my style, you know, of riding. I like to be sure of what I do, and then that's why I didn't enjoy it, and I hope it will be better on the track in the future.
Thank you.
Third overall then for the Rockstar Energy Suzuki rider, Clement Dessalles. Third overall, but not happy with it. But I know what he means, though, with the conditions. The bike always wanting to grab and fight you and everything else, and the slightest loss of concentration can have you down. But, well, that's it from MX1. My name's Paul Malin. We're back in 2 weeks when we go to Mexico. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. And all of you guys sitting at home watching on MX Live TV, we'll be back, of course, in a moment with the exclusive interview on MX Live TV. The Tony Cairoli, Christophe Pourcel, Clement Dessalles, and I think the MX2 winner, Jeffrey Hernings, will be down there as well. So while we were off air there for Motors Television, we're off air here now on MX Live. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when we go to Guadalajara in Mexico. Brand new circuit. And one of the main guys there, Sebastian Tortelli. Good to catch up with him after all these years.